On August 9th, I was walking into my bedroom, something wet on the floor, and bam, and I fell very, very hard. I heard my ankle break. It was awful. I heard it break. It was all twisted to the side. It was swollen. It was just a mess. But we pushed the button, and I had 8 really good-looking paramedics at the house. But the same thing is that somebody came on the line right away and stayed on the line with us until the paramedics got there. So my experience, if I talk to somebody and they haven't used it, I will share my experience so they know it really works, and it's an amazing product. It's really an amazing product because they're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm really passionate about it because I know it can save lives. I know it can save lives.
My great aunt fell in the backyard in Milwaukee, Wisconsin one winter, and she literally froze to death out there because she lived alone, and she was, 90-some years old. Because she had fallen and hit her head in the hall, and there was nobody there. So without that system, I wouldn't have known had I, not been notified. She uses the blood pressure, especially. She takes it different readings at different times of the day. She's able to log that and monitor it. So it also gives her a peace of mind. It's like super beneficial for our entire family. Telling you, the peace of mind for family members is really, really, it's a big plus. It's all about quality of life.
I was visiting my sister for her 60th birthday 2 summers ago. She's diabetic and had been recovering from a respiratory infection, which later ended up turning into pneumonia. But by the time the party came around, she was feeling much better, and she refused to cancel it, so I was in the kitchen, preparing the house for the party, when I heard a crash come from the bathroom. I found her laying half in and half out of the shower door, surrounded by broken glass, and she wasn't moving. It's difficult to know how you'll react in a situation like this. But I panicked. My mind was racing so fast that it took what seemed like a half an hour just to tear myself away from my sister's side and get to the phone in the bedroom, but I was so scared. I didn't even know how to dial 911. I just stood there with the phone in my hand, staring at my sister on the floor. And then I heard a voice, and I thought I heard it say her name. And suddenly, everything snapped into place, and I saw the little black wristband on my sister's arm. And then I heard a voice from behind me, over my shoulder, saying, "If you can't speak but can hear me, emergency medical services are en route to your location. We've notified your neighbor and we're contacting your sister next." I finally yelled out, "That's me!" I had an EMT giving me instructions, and I told her, I said, my sister's diabetic. And she said she'd already passed that information on to the emergency responders that were on their way. I had never felt relief like that before in my whole life. My sister is alive and well today because of that service. It is a security system for life.
It was about a year ago I stopped by my mom's house after work to fix the sink in her kitchen. And I was a bit under weather because of a cold that I had the week before. So when I found myself short of breath, I wasn't really that worried about it. I was standing by the sink in the kitchen, and I felt this sudden intense pressure in my chest. It was like I stood up too fast, but much more painful. Next thing you know, I couldn't control my legs, and I was laying on my side on the floor. We had just installed an electronic caregiver for my mom. The next thing I knew, I was surrounded by EMT workers, and I had an oxygen mask over my mouth. Today, I made a lot of lifestyle changes to prevent another attack. A year ago, I gave my mom hers for Christmas, and the next Father's Day, she gave me mine. The electronic caregiver really is like a security system for your life. When I tell my friends I can't live without it, I mean it.